Yeah, I love Chinatown. What did I have? Some boba tea and something called B&B. I don't know if you ever heard of it before. Kind of like a sandwich almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some of that actually over the weekend because they had the Chicago Jazz Fest downtown, Millennium Park. I went down there to hang out, so I came across a little boba tea spot and also so it's G&B. You want to go to the Jazz Fest? Jazz Fest? All right, who here has started an organization on their own? Who here plans to start an organization on their own? Tell me about the idea. Just the idea. What's the idea? Which is clothing brand. What kind of clothing? Gender specific? Oh. Okay. And when do you plan on starting this? Okay. Now, is the website set up to where people can easily make the purchase, or are you having to make the purchase elsewhere on a third party source?
I used to have a third party site, but now it's gonna be like can be direct, people can buy it there, and then I'll be the notification now, they either, right now I'm debating whether I'll have my manufacturer ship it out, to save me time and money, or do it myself.
Interesting. Who else? Someone organization on it? Who had their hand up? Who started a business? Got on business. Blue shirt, I saw you. You forget about your business.
It's kind of like just thinking like a broad, like, so it's something where I can do marketing and finance both in a manner, like in the same, like having that kind of goal where I can do both marketing and finance. It's just like a general idea right now, it's nothing.
That's fine. And no, we shouldn't be hesitant to express ideas, right? That's why we're here in school. Nothing's perfect, right? And so maybe we feel a little apprehensive to express things that we think that we don't really have a plan for, or anything, we're not sure. That's fine, but the idea is what matters, right? The idea has to be formed,
It's
right?
really something related to marketing and finance, just so it relates to my major and my minor here, so.
That sounds like a plan, sounds like a strategy, right? Probably can be more specific as time goes on. But remember, we make decisions based on the mindset that we're in and the time that we think and with the resources available at that time, right? And we always improve over time our decisions. Nothing is ever perfect. As we'll learn about marketing and business, you never get it perfect. Ever. There's no such thing as perfection. There are some people who do things better or the best in category, but nothing's perfect. Right? You just continuously improve just as an individual. You continually develop yourself as a person. Compass and sort of. Okay. And one other person had their hand up for start.
I wanted to like have my own accounting firm to use my degree to its maximum potential. So
All right. So, own accounting firm, what's that look like to you? Is it just you, or is it other CPAs?
I would sit the main office and I have a bunch of people who have accounting aspirations or accounting backgrounds working underneath me, whether it be taxing, auditing, or have different branches for that, and I would be the one to like allocate like what companies they work with or work for, or whether they're a private practice, or who they work for, just help them.
Sounds like a plan, right? Private practice accounting, talking about strategy, mission, objectives, planning, execution. We can correlate a lot of this with our personal lives sometimes, right? So I would ask you, like, hey, what's your mission? Right? You're here at the university, and what's your mission? What would anyone say? Like, tell me what your mission is. Right, okay, short mission statement, graduate. Anyone else got a mission? No.
Graduated from here, my degree, go back home, get in a unique construction business, construction company, and also use my degree to fall back.
Okay. Great mission statement. Like, hey, what's your mission statement? Graduate from Concordia with the highest GPA possible to show my educational achievements since I'm competing in the marketplace of other students who are competing against me for jobs, right? And accolades. You have to say for the rest of your life where you went to school and what you do, involved in sports and other extracurricular things. And ultimately use the degree for utility. The degree can't just be like, oh, I graduated in marketing, but now I'm in space engineering. And it's like, well, maybe it helped, maybe it did. But no, we would have to go back and be able to measure that. Where could that be measured? What's the fact? The cost of education, how much you're gonna walk away in debt versus the cost of paying back. Student loan interest versus the actual income you receive from the utility of the education and when in that specific field. Versus going to another field, you have to get a different degree because you change your mind, it costs you extra money. And you add that all up, you're like, hey, was just like a company or a marketing campaign or strategy, like, was it successful? If your campaign here at Concordia, like, started when you first came in, was it successful? Put it on paper, the messages, right? We didn't meet the goals, we didn't have clear objectives, it wasn't a clear mission statement, everything was up in the air. Therefore, we wasted a lot of time, we wasted a lot of money. And we could have had alternatives, right? Or we didn't see the opportunities elsewhere. So I want you to kind of think of that, as we talk about chapter 2, think of your own personal life. You know, like, what's your mission, what's your objective, what's your goals? Are you executing, is it measurable stuff, right? Or is it some abstract features? Later on, we'll get into groups, we're going to ask you within your groups a few questions, so you can formulate some sort of ideas. All right, so we're going to learn strategic planning, the role and the process of it, the purpose and structure of a plan. And we say really the whole course is designed around you creating a marketing plan. If you're able to create a marketing plan, you're able to be a professional marketer. Right? You're able to work in the marketing department, you know, from beginning to end processes, strategies, and implementation needed to be successful. That's really what the class is surrounded by. Right? So we just learn piece by piece. But it's all about planning. Using metrics, right? We're going to talk about key performance indicators, right? What indicates how we perform and shows that we are successful or unsuccessful. And some ethical issues, right? We always put the ethics last. We always touch on the ethics last. Why? We want you to do today, but know that you're not. And today, you know, we hope that business people can formulate some sort of ethical response. I wouldn't say most people I know in business are ethical. They're business people. Right? So at the end of the day, usually when money is involved, with the ethics stuff, it's usually a question. Right? Especially if they're going to get in the way of profit. So think of even for myself, you know, at a for-profit organization. organization, private equity, real estate, stuff like that. And then I was like, well, how can I be ethical? I created a charity, a whole different organization. Right? So that was my way of saying, hey, you know what, let me use things that I know that are profit driven in a way that I can implement to help others. So that will be more of my ethics, but maybe in a for-profit business, it may not be as ethical. Right? It's more about bottom dollar profit, because that equals the success of the company. If you don't have success, then forget that. You can't help anyone. It doesn't matter. Companies realize you don't have any money, you know what's up there. So in business, it's a little tricky, but we always have to touch on it as some sort of concept or idea for you to think of, you know, drawing the line. So I would say that. We always usually do that to create some sort of boundary in our minds so we know not to get too out of hand, because you can't get out of hand. You get too out of hand. All right, strategic planning, right? It all comes from planning. Remember we say poor planning equals poor results. So if you ever look at your life, you're like, man, that didn't work out. Why not? How was the plan? Right? I didn't have it. Oh, there's your answer. The plan wasn't that great. There's your answer. Right? Poor planning equals poor results. First, we have our strategy, plans, actions, objectives, and goals that outline how the business is going to compete in its chosen markets, given its portfolio, or products, or service, right? This is kind of how are you going to go about doing things based on what you have. Who are the people you have? What are the capabilities? What's the product we have? Right? How can we best serve? Who are the people that want the product? Right? How do we reach them? Then we got our corporate level strategy, covers the entire business. So this kind of covers the entire business, because if we're talking about large scale businesses, we're talking about those that are publicly traded. They worth billions, hundreds of billions, and trillion dollars. And usually those businesses have structure. You know, they have primary organization, and they have subsidiaries under that, and then even within those subsidiaries, they have some other ancillary kind of businesses, right? Well, here we're talking about the overall corporate level strategy, covers the entire business and a complex organization, where there are multiple businesses, divisions, operating units, or what we call strategic business units, or SBUs. So you're thinking, any company that you can name. So let's think here of private equity companies. Now, most people don't know what private equity is. It's just a group that kind of owns stuff, right? So a company that owns stuff can use all sorts of tactics to get funds to purchase stuff. Usually the stuff is companies, purchases and all that. So a lot of organizations out there, you would think that they're owned by either themselves, their own self-ownership, maybe they're owned by some big parent company, but a lot of these are owned by private equity groups. Right? And they will have sort of ancillary or business units that they use specifically for, say, technology purchases, companies in technology, companies in entertainment, companies in, retail organizations, so things like that. Then we got our business level strategy, the plan created for a single business or operating unit. So if you're starting your own business, and you're like, it's just one business, there's no division, there's no separation between how we operate. We're kind of looking at that, right? So for those who want to be entrepreneurs, that kind of be your starting. Because even if we see with the private practice CPA, things will grow. We'll start off as one single office, and might branch out to 10 other offices. Focus on specific things, right? Because we say that, hey, having it all together, maybe in one place, may not be the most effective way of being profitable. And then we have our functional strategy, the plan to achieve the corporate and business level objectives and functional areas. So those are your departments. Like, hey, we have here at Concordia, we say we have human resources, when you walk around the hallway, there's a marketing department, there's All right, so what's the planning process? First, we need a vision. The vision statement. Where do we see the business going? Right, so we asked about the athletic apparel line. Where do you see the business going? Where would you like it to go? In your mind, what is just a simple sort of statement you could make to say, my idea that I originally had, I hope it can serve these people. I hope it can achieve this. I hope that it does this. That's a vision statement. Right? It can be very general, and it should probably be general. Should be, maybe, you know, if it's too specific, because it might limit you as well too. But that might work out. So it really just depends. It depends on your concept, your idea. But it's like, where do you see yourself going with this great idea? Right? What are you trying to create for people? So for athletic pros, vision statement is to create apparel that makes people feel great and comfortable. Or a vision statement, I create apparel that's superior in quality, right? It's luxury. Right? You can take wherever we want to take it depending on what the concept in your mind is. Step 2, mission statement. Why does the business exist? What do you do? Who does it serve? What sets it apart from competitors? What exactly do you do? Who are you trying to serve? Hey, I'm trying to serve young people. Particular group of people. People in this area, Chicago area, people across the world. Who are you trying to serve specifically? And then what sets it apart from competition? Hey, businesses are a dime a dozen. Remember if we drive down Harlem, if we drive down North Avenue, if we drive down Madison Avenue, we'll see a ton of places that are empty. Right now, there's new businesses. Yeah, what happened? Why so many empty spots? Most businesses fail after 5 years, maybe less. Right? They have the money to operate. So the bank, the loan from the bank. They got the nice billboard signs, nice interior, they can pay the people for a little bit. But if they're not making a profit, they're always in the red. So yeah, they look flashy, look fancy, but they always in the debt, they don't make money. Right? Until the year is out. Money runs out. The debt needs to be repaid, maybe you can't repay it, and you can't pay the people up there. So you're like, man, that place was really cool, it was super cool, that restaurant or something. Like, what happened? They didn't do this. They didn't have a plan. They didn't figure out who likes this in the first place. Who wants this? Are we in the right location? Was the venue too complex? Did we confuse people with what we were advertising? Right? They didn't do that work. And this is the most important work. So anyone can have a business, but not many people can have a successful, a profitable business. Right? So you think about how much it costs. Let's say clothing, going back to clothing, because we keep it simple. Right? It costs. You have to buy the merchandise. Then you have to market. The website costs money. The clothing costs of goods sold costs money. Maintenance to people that you got to pay to do some extra stuff. Hey, did you pick that up? Did you ship this? The shipping, this, that. By the end of the time you sell it, you're like, man, okay, on jogging pants or some yoga pants or something like we lose $2 for each sale. Like we got to reformulate. Well, charge more. Right? Well, charge more. Well, they got a competitor that charges less. People want that. So I mean, it takes a lot to make success. You know what I mean? Something that's profitable. It takes ingenious and innovative things. And it also really takes broadening. You have to sell more in order for you to finally hit a point, sort of break even point. Where you're like, okay, now we don't make money, we don't lose money. So I hit a sweet spot. So now it's going to add something All right, and then step 3, perform a gap analysis. Where are we now? Where would we like to be? Remember, there's never perfection. Everything is a continuum. You're constantly thinking about how to improve, just so you can grow with your own personal life. So you have to think each day, where are you in the business, in the marketplace, where would you like to be? Usually you see that from your competitors, right? Remember,